Here we go.
Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars in the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning there, Fred. Always getting that early comment in there. Good morning, Ken. How are you today?
Oh, not too bad. I'm breathing. I'm walking. So today's got to be a good day.
Hey, I survived another trip around the sun, so I'm with you there, man. You know, it's a great day to be alive. It's warm out, it's warm out. I'm not taking the bait this morning.
No. Oh, no, because it's fucking actually not too bad here today.
So
It's a nice crisp 40.
One of my friends on X sent me this, and I want to pull it up because he's a big time Broncos fan. But I wanted to bring this up because it's interesting at this point in the season. We're talking playoffs. Let's look at the draft. Here's the top 16. But more importantly, the thing I want you to notice in the top 16 picks of the draft right now, do you see any NFC North teams?
Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah, at 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are the rest of them at? How unusual is this?
We're actually doing this thing called competing for the playoffs.
But what's even scarier is look at the number 8 pick right now.
Oh God. Because that's what the Rams need. They'll end up getting some quarterback, and this franchise will continue on for another fucking 10 years.
I mean, they're sitting on the number 8 pick right now with Atlanta, and they'll probably be, because you look at this. Okay, Tennessee may not win another game. The Giants will probably win another game.
Yep, I'd expect Cleveland to sneak one or two more out.
Same with Nola.
Yep.
The Jets, maybe. Vegas, maybe not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe, wherever you are this morning.
Washington, maybe not.
Hey, wait, you ready? Hey, Washington, you're welcome.
No,
Hey, we just returned the favor from last year. There's Joe. As soon as this camera comes up.
There we go.
So no, I got it. So yeah, I mean, you look at the top 10. Cincinnati might win another game. Arizona might win another game.
Miami, I still think would win another one.
Yeah, Atlanta though, they're probably going to win another game. But right now, dude, the Rams have a top 10 pick, and they're a top 10 team. Not top 10 bad team, top 10 good team, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to get a top 10 bad team pick. And then, of course, Minnesota right now at 12. They're going to win some more games. They might be up more around 15, 16-ish, maybe.
Why did the Rams get a top 10 pick?
Because they have Atlanta's pick.
Yep.
For the Michael Penix trade or something? Was it Michael Penix or who did they trade?
Penix they picked with their own pick. I can't remember how they got the pick, to be honest with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So the Rams, on top of being right now the number 1 team, are going to get a top 10 pick.
Yep.
The rich get richer.
Tennessee will go number 1 overall probably. And then between the Giants, Cleveland, and NOLA, all are 2-win teams. The Giants are the worst ones off because they're 2-9. The other two are 2-8, so they haven't had that bye yet. I think it should be interesting. I think all those teams could win another game, so the Jets could slide into 2. Vegas could slide into 2 or 3. Atlanta will probably win another game. I don't see Atlanta falling out of the top 10 though, as far as the draft order.
Yeah, with how up and down their season has been, and with their coach firmly in the hot seat, it wouldn't shock me if they're a top 10 draft pick.
It gets interesting as we start looking at playoffs, and like I said, the only NFC North team right now sitting there is the Vikings, and I think they're going to, look at the Vikings right now. I mean, dude, they still got some division games left. They're going to move up. They're probably not going to be at 12, which they'll probably be around 14 or 15.
That is, unless they lose all their upcoming divisional games.
You know what? I know you're not going to like me saying this, but I don't think they are. It's any given Sunday for them. I mean, look, they played the Bears tough. They're going to be healthier this week for the Packers than they were for the Bears. Getting Gernard back. Look, us not having to face Gernard is a big thing. You guys having to face Gernard with your offensive line issues right now is a big thing. I think for Green Bay, I'd be more confident in picking Green Bay for this matchup with the Vikings if damn receivers could just catch the damn ball in Green Bay.
Yeah, we do have one good thing coming with that, though, is Jaden Reed. It seems like he's going to be back in practice. Now, if he's available for the game, it's a whole nother question, but we're getting him back here at least soon, so that's going to be a major help. Yep.
Thank you, Yinzer.
Yep, thank you, Jackwagon. Yeah, but then here's the other thing too, and we'll see injury reports. So last night I was on open mic on Roundtable. The guys are trying to do predictions for this week and this, that, and the other. I'm like, guys, it's really hard. Like for the Bears game with the Steelers, which is gonna be a big game, right? Is Rodgers gonna play with the partially fractured wrist? Are the Bears getting the big 3 back on defense, right? Injury reports don't happen until today. And even then, the big injury report you look at is Friday. For the Packers, though, and I bring this up because for the Packers, I'm wondering what Josh Jacobs is going to look like on that injury report, too.
Yeah, it's already come out that there's no structural damage whatsoever to it.
Yeah, I saw that Monday.
Yeah. So it's not anything that's going to keep him down for a while. It's just he'll probably play this game. It's just how much of it's he going to play.
Well, that's just it. Against the Vikings, you got to have some kind of run. And without Josh Jacobs, yeah, exactly. If this is one of those frustrating weeks because, for Bears Steelers, that's an impact. Is Rodgers going to play or not? It's look at the Steelers' best chance is Rodgers in there, right? To pick apart the zone defense coverages that he's going to see against the Bears, better so than his backup, who may be more able-bodied but doesn't have the brain that Rodgers.
I was going to say there's a huge difference in the knowledge base there,
right? I mean, so that's big, but they have offensive line issues. But then with Green Bay, it's like, okay, they got offensive line issues and they got a running back issue. How hurt is Jacobs? Is Gernard actually back? We assume he's going to be back. And for the Bears, we assume certain guys are coming back based off what we've heard. But you know what I'm saying? It's just they're so. Yeah, dude, Rudolph, I'm sorry. Mentally, not even remotely close to the same as Rodgers.
Yeah.
Not even close. I'm not saying Rudolph is but he's a backup for a reason. Okay, as with any backup. Don't overhype backups, man. There's only one backup that I believe can be hyped like that. One in this entire league. And he plays in Baltimore. Because he is 1B to Lamar Jackson's 1A. And for whatever reason, that relationship that they've had there for years, and then for some reason decided to let him walk, and then he came back home, Baltimore is the only team in the league. If their quarterback goes down, their backup doesn't skip a beat.
Their situation there reminds me of when Green Bay had Matt Flynn there. How when he would come in, it wouldn't change the style offense. Granted, you're going to have a step down because obviously there's a difference between your starter and backup, but you could still run the same offense. And like Matt Flynn left town, but ended up coming back and still being a great backup for us. That's why I have no issues with what Baltimore's doing out there.
I would actually argue though that I think Malik Willis he's made a case in Green Bay for a chance to start somewhere.
He's good, but the offense does run slightly different when he is in there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
don't get me wrong. I absolutely love him as a backup.
He's not Jordan Love. Like there's a difference between their body styles, their play style, right? But I think Malik Willis should get a chance somewhere to start. Like based off what I've seen of him in Green Bay, like I think he's made drastic improvements. You know, that's all I'm saying.
I mean, look at I call Huntley Lamar Huntley. You know what I mean, the Baltimore doesn't have to change anything when Huntley's in there. So, but Rudolph and Rodgers, no. It's not that I'm underestimating Rudolph. It's just light years different. But this is that part of the season, though. Like I was saying, that the injury report just kind of goes, because it's Wednesday. We know some guys should be coming back, but then at this point of the year, sometimes they don't for various reasons. Then you got some big matchups right now that have big implications. Like, let's not undersell how massive this Green Bay Minnesota game is this week. This is a massive game. This might be the most important game to date on either of their schedules. Because
Green Bay has a lot of important games coming up, dude.
Yeah, well, we're in that time. This is that mark. Let's look at. We're looking at draft picks. We're looking at playoff positions. We're at that point of the season now. Finally, right? It's like we're. I mean, for the Packers, if they lose, they're still in it. But LaFleur's seat gets a little hotter, right? Because I think it's already warmed up a little bit. But for the Vikings, if they lose, they're done. Stick a fork in them. You know, the ship has holes that sink it. You know, pack it in for next year. Try to salvage what you can. But I mean, that's where the Vikings are at right now. If they lose this weekend, they are, for all intents and purposes, out. Unless some major miracle happens, which, you know, Minnesota miracles happen, but I'm not counting on it. If the Packers lose, it's not like they're out of it. They're in second place. They'll drop the third. You're right. And now the Vikings are right back in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So for the Vikings, this is a massive game. For the Packers, this is a massive game because they're going to fall back, and they could fall out because they got some big games coming up. Right? You look at the Bears game this week against the Steelers. It's a big game for the Bears. The Bears have they've got 2 against the Packers. They got the Niners coming, right? They got Detroit still. They got Philly coming. So they need a win to make the road to the playoffs that much easier for them. Mm-hmm. You know, right now I think it's a 60% chance. They need to win this weekend. And for Pittsburgh, they're fighting to keep off the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, big implications in games this weekend. It's huge. And of course, now the injury reports aren't going to do us any favors.
Yeah, the Bears, in my opinion, the Bears got to get this win because you're going into those, like you said, you got the Packers twice, the Niners, the Eagles. Like, you got a murderer's row coming up, dude. There's no way you're going to win all those games, right?
No.
Like,
well,
so.
And the thing with the Packers that sucks, right? Look, I'm gonna say that's a split. Because you play a team twice in 3 weeks. It's hard to beat a team twice in 3 weeks in this league. It just is.
Unless they're absolute dog shit, and the Packers are not absolute dog shit.
Yeah. I mean, unless something like, you know, they lose Micah Parsons this week and he's out and their defense falls apart for a couple weeks and we get lucky in that time period or something. it's just too hard to do that. So you're probably going to split Green Bay just because of the schedule makers designing it that way.
Niners will be a tough game.
What now?
The Niners will be a tough game.
And that one's in San Fran. Now look at the Eagles game. I think is going to be okay because
the Niners game I think is winnable.
Yeah, I think
the Niners
it's winnable.
Game is winnable. I think the Eagles. You're going to have more problems with the Eagles. I think
the Eagles.
I think the Niners game will be a lot closer.
It's strength against strength. It's the Bears offense against the Eagles defense because the Eagles offense hasn't really done anything yet, and neither has really the Bears defense. And if they both get right, then oh my God, this game is going to be epic. Mm-hmm. If the Eagles get right on both sides of the ball, as the Bears get right on both sides of the ball, it's going to be an epic Friday game. It really could, because that's the one problem the Bears have right now. The defense has not played the task. If you look at Philly, the offense has not played the task. If they both start playing the task and they keep the other sides of the ball humming like they've been humming, this could be an epic game on Friday. And look, I think that's going to be a game, win or lose, where the Bears can finally get some respect. If the Bears go to Philly and lose by a field goal or something like that, they'll get some respect finally. If they go and win, they'll get some respect. If they go and get blown out, then everyone's going to be like, whatever, just the Bears,
And the Niners their defense is the walking wounded, so that bodes well for your offense. I just don't think they have the firepower to shut you guys down offensively. Like their defense, I don't think they have the firepower to shut you guys down offensively.
They've got the Niners. It's going to be interesting to see how long they hold out.
You're waiting for the wheels to fall off?
Yeah.
I mean, man, they've surprised me because I thought they were going to be bad this year. I really did. But the way Mac Jones came in and played, he salvaged their season for them.
There's a couple teams I'm waiting to see for wheels to fall off. But Green Bay, dude, this weekend is huge. And the Lions have a big game too, don't they? Who are the Lions play this weekend? Let me look it up. I know it's not a big game, but
it kind of is though, because they're trying to stay in that division race, and
Yeah, but they're not playing like an oh my God team. I don't think. Yeah, they're playing the Giants. They're 10.5-point favorites. So they should beat the Giants. But look at the Giants played really good against the Bears. They played really good against Green Bay.
And Dart should be back from the concussion protocol, right?
Yeah, so that makes that game a little more interesting. Dorn, of course, with his bad take of the morning. So we know that we're on the right track today. But the Bears do have a tough schedule going. The Bears have a tough schedule coming up because we get the Steelers this week is winnable. Then we're at the Eagles, that's a tough game. Then we get the Packers. Like I said, I think we split with the Packers. It's just too hard to beat a team twice in 3 weeks. Then we get the Browns. That could be that. There's a win for you, John. Oh wait, you lost to them. Never mind. Then we get the Packers again. Then we go to the Niners, and then we finish out the year with the Lions coming to us. So I mean, and it's gonna be interesting. And Fred, thank you. That kind of makes another point. Could this Giants game be a trap game for Detroit as well with the Packers coming to town? Dude, because the Packers do not have an easy schedule coming up. The Packers schedule. I mean, it gets stupid. It does get stupid too. I mean, this whole division is just got stupid schedules. I think the Lions might actually have the easiest, or maybe was it the Lions or the Vikings? Anyways, look at their schedule. The Packers coming up. They got the Vikings this week. Then they go to the Lions for Thanksgiving. Then they get the Bears. Then they're at the Broncos. Then they get the Bears. And then they're at the Ravens. And then they're at the Vikings again. Like Dorn, you're losing maybe to the Vikings this week. The Lions game, oof. You're going to probably split with the Bears. You're going to lose to the Broncos. You're going to lose to the Ravens. And the Vikings will probably beat because no one's going to care.
Oof.
Now, in one way, I'd like to see them beat the Broncos because I think the Broncos are a little bit of overachievers, but their offense, dude, their offense isn't there right now. But that's gonna be it's gonna be a good game though because both their offenses kind of like it's two good defenses going at each other. But the
They have
Ravens,
to
though,
win
they
that
should.
game.
The
They have
Ravens
to beat the
should.
Broncos.
They really do.
They do.
They really do. The Lions, their schedule is not much better. Well, let's look at Minnesota's schedule really quick.
To have any sort of
Minnesota,
standing in the playoffs, the Packers are going to have to go on a run. Honestly, like
and let's look at the Vikings. They get the Packers this week. Then they're at Seattle. Okay, then they get the Commanders. They should win that. They get the Cowboys. They should win that. They get the Giants. They should win that. Then they get the Lions and the Packers to end. So if the Vikings lose this weekend, man, it's troublesome for the Vikings. But if they win, they could go on a nice little 4-game win streak and be right back in this. But if they lose, it gets hard for them. The Lions, their remaining schedule, they get the Giants this week, which could be a trap game. Then they get the Packers. Then they get the Boys, so they should win. They get the Rams. That's going to be a good game. They get the Steelers. They should win that. Then they get the Vikings and the Bears.
Yeah, I agree with most of it. Besides the Steelers, that it's a should win. I think that's kind of a toss up with the up and down performances we've seen out of both
they could
teams.
win. I said they could win, not they should.
Okay,
I mean,
then I misheard you.
honestly, everyone in the North should be beating the Steelers because they're so inconsistent. The problem is the North is so damn inconsistent too right now.
I was going to say all it takes is for them to be on their A game and you to be on your D game, and they win.
But I would say that Green Bay probably has the hardest stretch of games.
Absolutely. I won't fucking argue that whatsoever. And we know I'm a huge fucking Packers fan.
No, not you.
I'm going to fucking tell you that this one's going to be a pain in the ass.
So if you look at
you guys kind of have to go on a run if you want to have any sort of playoff standing. So it goes back to what I said yesterday. Like Jordan Love is going to have to really take that team on his back and show that he's that guy if you guys are going to make the playoffs and do anything.
Absolutely.
And honestly, Joe, that is. Let me bring that schedule back up because look at the Vikings. This is must-win football. Because then, because look at you get the Lions, the Bears, the Broncos, the Bears, the Ravens, the Vikings. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, you can either only drop a game to either the Broncos or the Ravens or one of the divisional games. You pretty much got to win everything else.
Look, I'm saying the Bears that we split because it's too hard. I mean, it can be done, but it's really hard to beat a team twice within 3 weeks.
I will not argue that point there. It is a bitch to play that close together, but that's where you got to differentiate yourselves from just a good team to a playoff team, and that's part of what's going to do it.
Well, and that's just it. It's not like the Bears are playing like crap either offensively.
Oh yeah. I'm not sitting here saying you guys are absolute
If this was a Bears team of 2 years ago, I'd say the odds are much better for the Packers in that regard. But this ain't that Bears team. So, and look at the Bears schedule, because I didn't go over their whole schedule, did I? I don't think. Oh crap! Let's do there. In the Bears schedule, it is not much better, but it's a little better. We get the Steelers. We should win. The Eagles is a tough game. Oh, the thing about the Bears-Packers game 1, both teams are kind of on a mini bye. So that's what's interesting because the Packers come off of a Thursday, the Bears come off of a Friday. The one day doesn't really make that huge of a difference, but they're kind of both on a mini bye. But we get the Eagles, the Packers, the Browns, the Packers, the Niners, and the Lions. Not exactly easy either after this week. I think the Browns will be probably the easiest of them.
Yeah, but even then, with their defense that they have, that's still not an out.
Right. But and when you get to the Niners and Lions, those are going to be interesting games. I think the Niners could have importance more for the Niners and the Bears maybe at that point. We don't know. And Bears and Lions, that could be for the division, or it could be one of those games where everyone's already got their seed locked up and it's like, whatever. But that game could be for the division. It could be for a playoff spot. It could be absolutely nothing at this point because of the way these schedules. I mean, oh, the North, man, is going to be cardiac arrest. So luckily, us Bears fans have already been getting our hearts tested by Caleb this season, so we know our tickers are fine. The rest of you need to check yours because it's going to get ridiculous.
Either that or each game has been bringing you guys closer and closer to a heart attack.
But like Dorn, for example, he said, like the Bears might win one game the rest of the season. I don't think that's quite the own that you think it is, Dorn, because like even if I'm not saying this is the case, but even if the Bears were to only win one more game this season, they've already almost doubled their wins from last year.
Yeah,
they're playing with house money at this point. Like
they are.
You've
We're
already improved under Ben Johnson significantly. So, like at the beginning of the season, what were your realistic expectations? Like, I know like some Bears fans were, saying 10 wins. Some were saying, anywhere between 8 and 10 wins. We just want to see an improvement. Some will win as high as possibly 12 wins, but like.
Yeah, I even said leading up to the season that they're probably somewhere between 7 and 10, but I would take the 7 win.
So here's the thing with the Bears I think is interesting, and I said this last night. Ben Johnson said, we will be playing our best football, start to play our best football in December. I believe him. I don't think we've seen the best Bears football yet. Every week it's something else. The first couple of weeks it was the pass game. We took the bye. Then it was the run game. They went a game where it was kind of like the pass game and the run game were kind of both They were there good enough for the Bears to win. The defense, had its issues. Last week was all about the tight ends all of a sudden. Cole Kmet had a monster game, because the receivers couldn't catch in Minnesota for whatever reason. They haven't put it all together yet offensively. It's been a piece here, piece there, piece there. That offense is still improving, which is stupid. The defense injuries have been the story of why this defense, which was so good last year, is not that good this year. And it's personnel. It's honestly, you can link it to personnel. Like losing JJ, you see the difference in the Bears defense without JJ on the corner. Like, we got a pretty decent backup. He's got 4 picks. Pretty decent backup, but he gets burnt quite a bit, though, too, as Bears fans like to complain about him every freaking day. Losing Spidey, big difference. Bringing Gardner Johnson, though, was a good fix. Last week was the first time he didn't have a sack since being with the Bears. In fact, you barely heard his name last week. And then Edwards-Edmonds, that combo, we've only seen that combo together for like literally 2 weeks. One came off injury, the other one got injured. So if we get 3 guys back on defense at the right time, and that defense now gets back to where it was pre-Eberflus firing last year, which I think it can, that makes the Bears even more dangerous. So, and the Packers, they're going to be dangerous if they get the offensive line back and the receivers can start catching the ball. And you know what, though? I'm going to say this, though. I'm going to give the Packers receivers a little credit here because it's not just them. It's across the league the last 2 weeks.
I'm telling you, we stumbled across a conspiracy that the NFL is sponsored by Vaseline, and they've been dipping the balls in Vaseline the past few weeks.
Look at the Vikings-Bears game, all the drops in that game. I mean, the Packers is more consistent, but it's been kind of like hitting. I mean, Devontae Adams had some drops this week that were like balls he normally catches. Maybe Ken's right. It's the curse of John Dorn.
Are you guys going to get Zach Tom back?
Yeah. Zach Tom only went out for a little bit in the game.
Who's your center then? Jenkins.
No.
Are you going to get Jenkins back?
No, Jenkins won't be back. But I have trashed this man all year long, and I got to give him his flowers at least for the last game. Sean Ryan was serviceable. It wasn't this big glaring hole there that, oh my God, we're just going to keep getting taken advantage of at that spot. He was serviceable. He wasn't outstanding by any means, but he was good enough to play.
Here's a question. Is Grenard going to be back for the Vikings this weekend? Really? Let me look that up, Dorn.
That wouldn't shock me if Green Bay was, because for most of the year, our receivers have been catching shit. It's just been while we've been on this slump.
Trying to figure out how to ask Gronk the question. It just seems though like Dorn may be right, but it just seems like the Packers have more big drops at big moments than the Bears do. Let me see here.
It's also
So the Bears are 17 drop passes. Wow, this is a surprising list. You ready for this one? Jacksonville 32 drop passes at number 1. Denver at 2 with 26. The Bears are 6 at 17. The Raiders are okay. They're at 8 with 15. Minnesota's got 11, most of them last week. Green Bay's got only 10 drop passes according to Grok at 27. So Dorn's got Seattle only 3 drop passes on the season. Wow.
That's just because they're throwing to JSN every time.
Yeah, I guess. Interesting. Interesting. It just feels like the way the Packer fans talk, it feels like they get more than everyone else did.
It's just
let me see where
it's that whole negative bias there. Because of us having the years of everybody dropping everything, as soon as somebody drops one pass that would have been a normal drop, they lose their minds over it. Me included.
Detroit, they said they had Detroit's at 23 with 11 drops right now. Interesting. Is Dorn ever wrong? Oh yeah, he's wrong all the time.
Nope. Dorn's never wrong.
Dorn's wrong more than he's right.
Nope. Dorn preaches the gospel.
Book according to Dorn.
Hey,
the gospel according to John.
Uh-huh. Shit, it's in my version of the Bible.
But yeah, it's interesting though how that bias is kind of out there. Good pickup there, John. Good pickup. See, every so often Dorn gets something right. Yeah, Dorn, hope you are feeling better. For the Packers, man, like the defense has been there. The Micah Parsons trade obviously has been a good thing. Could you imagine where this Packers defense would be right now without Micah Parsons?
Yes and no. Because, yes, he does make an obvious impact, but we can't look past the fact that Green Bay the year before had a good defense with Hafley. So you would assume that they would have had a good defense, just not as good.
Right.
Yeah, and Rashawn Gary would not be playing anywhere near as good as he is right now.
Yeah. You gotta love Fred. That's a great comment. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys probably look without Parsons, you probably lose to Dallas, so you don't have the tie. Last week he was 4 sacks? He had a big game.
No, I don't think it was 4. I think it was like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
it was.
still,
Yeah.
You might lose to the Giants if not for Micah. He has kind of been a saving grace for this Packers defense. Now with Kenny still there, they're still pretty good defense, but Rashawn Gary definitely doesn't have the season he's having. Teams are able to throw in the Packers better than they do now without Parsons there. That trade was absolutely monster for them as far as keeping them in this playoff hunt. It hasn't made them the anointed ones like Packer fans thought they were when the trade happened. Oh, we're going to run them without the division.
Oh, give us some time.
You're not. This is a good division, but it's interesting to see where they would be without Parsons. And their question about the Vikings should be which version. Yeah, dude, that you're not wrong either. Like A-Dub is not wrong either on this though, because like that's what makes this weekend's game so frustrating. Because like, look, for both teams, this is a must-win game. For the Vikings, it's which JJ is showing up. Is it 9? Or is it the guy you can't stay healthy or complete a pass?
Give me Glass JJ.
Yeah. If 9 shows up,
we might have ourselves a football game.
You're going to have a hell of a football game. There are so many X factors for this game this week, and it's such a massive game. Like Vikings fans, man, they got to win this. I mean, they do have an easier schedule coming up, so they can. But I think if they lose this game, that's it. They're done for the year in the North.
That's my take on it too, with how they are the bottom seed in the division right now. That you got to start making up some groundwork, or you're going to find yourself edged out real quick.
I mean, because you go to the North, and right now, if you lose this game, you go to 4-7. 3 games, even if the Bears lose this week, and let's say the Bears lose and the Vikings lose, okay, if the Packers win, you got 7, you'll have 7-4, 7-3-1. Assume the Lions win. Let's say they take care of business, beat the Giants, 7-4. And you're 4-7, you're 3 games back. And I don't know if you're going to catch everyone, and you don't own a tie break against the Bears. So you're screwed there.
I hope not, Dorn.
I mean,
yeah, Brent, and I heard this, and hopefully it's something that'll heal for him, because vertebrae issues are no joke. I hope it doesn't come to the point where he has to get some type of fusion or something.
Now think about this: if the Vikings win, they go to 5-6. The Packers go to 6-4-1. Let's say the Bears lose, go to 7-4. The Lions win and go to 7-4. You get a ball game, and the Vikings have a stretch of 3 games that they could win all 3 games easily. No, I say easily, but they could win. The next thing you know, they're 8-6, and they're in a playoff spot. But if they lose this week, man, it's rough, really rough. So,
Man,
I mean,
I think it's worse for the Packers. If the Packers lose this week with the schedule
they're-
that you got coming up,
You have to
Yeah.
win absolutely every game coming up.
I mean, look, if the Packers go to 6-4-1,
and the Packers are a good team, but I don't think they can do that.
look, if they go to 6-4-1, if they lose the Lions game, let's say the Lions get the revenge from week 1, right? They get the revenge from week 1. So now they're wait, let me go back. So they go to 6-4-1. Now you're at 6-5-1 after the Packers. I mean, after the Lions, if that happens. Okay. So you're 6-5-1. Damn it. I wanted to go to the Packers schedule. Stupid thing. Hold on. Let me get this back up.
Yeah, and Joe's going to stop using his mojo against the Packers, so we should be all right.
So if you're at 6-5-1, you're still okay.
Freddie,
You're
he's
still
already
okay.
gone.
But then you split the Bears, so we'll call it 7-5-1, 7-6-1. The Broncos, if you lose that one, now you're 7-7-1. And then you get the Ravens. That could drop you to 7-8-1. And let's say you beat the Vikings last day. That's 8-8-1. It's a weird record. I don't know if that gets you in.
Yeah, I don't think they're losing all of them, but I don't see. I'm going to be honest. I don't see the Packers winning all those games. I think there's a chance that you could end up like splitting those games. Like you either beat Denver and lose to Baltimore, or you beat Baltimore and lose to Denver. Those are both two, and especially Baltimore is probably the more dangerous team because they're trying to take over their division. Like I think you're more likely to beat Denver.
Let's say you split the Vikings, you split the Bears, you split that AFC. That's 3-3, right? And that makes your outliers the Broncos. Or that makes your outlier the Lions game, really.
No, because I just said the Bears have a tough schedule too, and they're not going to win all those games either. Like,
no, right. But I'm saying for the Packers.
No, he
Dorn
was
said that I'm
Dorn.
becoming a Bears fan. I said I respect the Bears, but I'm not a Bears fan.
Yeah,
just like I respect the Packers, but I'm not a Packers fan. I'm just keeping it real.
Dorn, and the point we're making is just how important this Vikings game really is this weekend. This is probably, to date, the most important game for both teams this season.
This is your
because
get right
if the
game.
Packers win, they set themselves up with a little bit of comfortableness for making a good playoff run. If they lose, it gets them behind the 8 ball a little bit. If the Vikings lose, they're probably done for the season in terms of making a playoff run. But if they win, all of a sudden it gets interesting for the Vikings to still be, to be in the North and get a spot. Look at Bears, conversely, kind of a big game too. If you win, you go to 8 wins. I mean, now you look at the remaining schedule; they can at least, let's say you split with with the Packers. Well, there's 9, and let's say, Detroit doesn't care week 18. I mean, you're looking at probably a 9 or 10 win season. You're a playoff team probably if you beat the Steelers this weekend. The Lions, you got to not be caught in the trap game, because if the Lions win, you're pretty much set up for make a playoff appearance. So all these games in North are pretty significant. The most significant game, though, is that Packers-Vikings game, because that one is really win or go home for the Vikings, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
For the Packers, think about it. If the Packers lose this game to the Vikings, and now the Vikings get, they don't have the hardest schedule coming up, and they now put a 4-win game win streak on, all of a sudden the Packers could be in the basement. Because guess what? They would lose the tie breaks. I mean, that's how important this game is, Dorn. But of course, Dorn is, and the Packers are infallible, and they never lose games, even though they have lost some games they should have won this year.
See, Ken, I agreed with you all the way to that last sentence, man.
I think a more realistic take on that would be, or on the Packers, like, because we were talking about if they split 6 games, right? Like, let's say they beat the Vikings, that takes you to what? Is it 7-3-1? So you split those games, which I think is probably more realistic than winning all of them or losing all of them. Like, maybe it's not a perfect split. You could go maybe 4-2, or you could go 2-4. I don't know. Maybe I would even lean towards 4-2 more than 2-4. But that's why I said 3-3. I think is, like, based on your schedule, like 3-3 seems pretty fair, and you guys could sneak one out, obviously. But where does that put you? It puts you at 10 wins.
I absolutely won't argue with that.
No,
now, do I believe we can win every game? Yeah, but is that going to be feasible? That's going to be yet to be determined.
They could be at 9-7-1. That's going to make it. That tie is going to be so. That tie is going. Well, it's going to make or break them. It could make or break them. That tie. And if they get in, they can thank Micah Parsons for making that tackle and saving that game for them.
See,
that tie is looming large right now.
And this is where I think the Bears kind of have an advantage, is because at 7 wins already, if they beat the Steelers this week, they're at 8 wins and they have 6 games left. They only have to win 2 of those games to make sure that to probably get into the playoffs. Yeah. So even if they were to go 2-4, they're still probably getting in. So they have an advantage. Whereas the Packers, like, you guys have to, you better hope Toyota-thon hits, dude, because
it's already hit so far with last week's game because Jordan Love was awesome.
And of course, look at it. We've got the big X factor, the injury report, and that's where this week looms large in a lot of ways. What's Josh Jacobs' availability? Because that's a big part of their offense. Because that's about one of the only parts of the offense that's consistently working well for them, right? Is Gernard playing for the Vikings? If Gernard does not play, that makes Love's day that much easier. They maybe get that passing game on track and have a good passing game and get that offense back on track. So that offense, even Packer fans will tell you, the offense has not been on track. The offense has been doing barely what it needs to do to win, but they're not the Packers offense that Packer fans are like, yeah, that's our offense. They're like, yeah, that's our offense. It's a different, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, that's our offense. It's okay right now. It's not what we're used to. But look, if Gernard doesn't play, they can get back to that's my offense. You know what I mean?
It'd be real nice to have that get right game so we can finally get that last cylinder that's been refusing to fire for the last few weeks going.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, and look, if you can get
parts of it are awesome,
another
but
game, if you can get another win with this patchwork offensive line, you can get another W. I mean, that definitely bodes well for you for some of the defenses you're going to face coming up, like Baltimore and Denver. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
Denver defense is what I'm really worried about.
You need to worry about Baltimore.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm not saying Baltimore is a slouch, but Denver's defense scares me a lot more.
Denver's defense is legit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And conversely,
that might be another 10-7 game.
So, I mean, that this injury report is looming large right now. That's that big, huge X factor as we talk about these games, because like with the Vikings, if Grenard gets back, and they've got Van Ginkel was a presence last week for them, and now you get Grenard back, and that defense now, starts hitting quarterbacks again. They could go on a little tear and get it back in it. But if they lose this weekend, their job just becomes that much harder. If the Packers lose this weekend, and it's, God forbid, they suffer any more injuries on the offensive line, oh my God, they're
I'm really getting tired of hearing about Packers injuries on this show.
Man. I mean, but dude, it's
he said it. I didn't say it.
In the inverse, though, looking for the Bears. Like the Bears, we got our own, we got our injury issues too with the defense. We need to get guys back that haven't been playing. The Bears have been doing this on a second string defense to some regard at some key places. So they get some guys back. Those 3 guys come back. It's amazing how impactful 1 or 2 players can be, but we see it now. Like clear as day on all these teams. Like if you miss Grenard, how different is that Minnesota defense? If you're missing your center in Green Bay, how different does that offense become? If you're missing Josh Jacobs, how different does that offense become? If you're missing, certain guys, it's like, wow. The difference is there.
We do have a bit of breaking news that Penix being on the IR there, it's not just going to be a couple of games. He will undergo season-ending knee surgery, so Kurt will finish out the year.
Mm.
And Kurt will probably have to start next year. I do not have Willie Gault's ring. I do have a signed jersey for him, though, in front of me next to my TV. And I've got a signed Willie Gault helmet. Thank you, Steve. Look,
I was sitting here debating if I should ask that question about Patrick Mahomes.
I think you should, but you should also include an NFC North Division rival in there for me. I mean, you gotta make up for taking my tight end out, man.
Dude, Kansas City, let's look at them really quick, because I know we're short on time. We should have looked at them earlier. KC might not make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely very feasible that KC ends up missing out this year. And that goes to further the whole Super Bowl hangover thing. Because I think, something ridiculous, like 2 teams out of the past 15 or 20 that have lost the Super Bowl made it to the playoffs. Everybody else has missed it.
What's Kansas City's schedule look like, though?
All right, here's what they got coming up. You ready? They got the Colts this weekend. Good game.
Yeah.
And that game is at home. Then they go to Dallas. Then they get the Texans at home. They get the Chargers at home. They go to the Titans. And they finish out. Then they get the Broncos, and they finish at the Raiders. So schedule wise,
they've got I was going to say they've got a relatively easy schedule coming.
Then they get the Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans. That's 4 games they should win. And then they get the Broncos and the Raiders. I mean, but they're 5-5.
Yeah, Steve, that one's nonsense there. It's just one of the stupid fake rumors that have been getting put out because I saw it.
Yeah, Ertz is the only thing they got going for them. I don't think they're releasing Ertz.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5-5, man. They're on the outside looking in right now. But they could go on a little. Their schedule looks a little not so bad, so they might have a little more hope. Hey, good morning, Ralph. But Kansas City, what's up with that? And is this Kelsey's last season? Is he going to retire?
Kelsey, yeah. He's getting ready to start his new career as a backup dancer.
Oh God!
No, he's getting ready to start his new career as Mr. Taylor Swift. Kelsey ain't doing shit. I'm telling you, like when your wife is a billionaire, bro, he's gonna be lounging, chilling by the pool.
I was gonna say that's what we would do. He has to be in the spotlight too much.
Life is gonna be good for Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, Ralph. We just broke that as well. That Penix is out for the year. That
He's gonna be sitting by the pool, shining his Super Bowl rings.
Dude, I'm telling you that whole situation in Atlanta just gets worse and worse and worse, man.
And you know who I feel for Michael Penix, because the narrative was that he was injury prone and he managed to stay healthy for, at the end of last year and then for, most of this year, relatively healthy. And he had already had 2 healthy years before that, but now he gets that knee injury. The narrative is going to be, see, we told you.
Dude, I mean, I don't look at McCarthy had injury issues at Michigan, and now he has them in the NFL. Penix had some injury issues in college. Now he has them in the NFL. Richardson had injury issues in college. Now he has them in the NFL. Daniels had injury issues in college. Now he has them in the NFL. Drake May did not have injury issues in college. He doesn't have them in the NFL. Caleb Williams did not have issues in college. He does not have them in the NFL. You notice the trend here. Like, I don't get when it comes to the draft, and these guys get drafted, and oh my God, they go, oh my God, these guys are generational talents with injury issues in college. That won't be a problem in the NFL.
You want to know why? Because there's been a couple of guys that were injured throughout their college careers that came to the NFL and didn't have injury issues. So every GM now thinks that they're the fucking brain trust out there that, I know this guy's going to stay healthy and he's going to prove me to be a genius. Everyone thinks that that's what they are, not realizing that the odds are massively against
you.
I
can understand one injury. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy had 8 injury. Because one injury is not a track record, but we're talking about guys with multiple injuries.
Hold on. You didn't just say that Charles fucking Woodson is Nate Hobbs. You better be trolling me here, because otherwise I'm going to have a stroke, man.
Hey, and what the fuck is wrong with Nate Hobbs? Like, Nate Hobbs, bro, that's hype man Hobbs, dude. Like,
because we're using him out of position as an outside corner.
Hey, I would say this. If that's your team, what's wrong with having anything signed by anyone on your team on your wall, period, no matter how good or bad they ended up being?
I love hype man Hobbs, dude. Shout out Nate Hobbs.
I got Eddie Jackson signed 8x10 right here for the Bears. Eddie Jackson had a good year or two, and then he kind of did it. I mean, who cares? He still played for your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got a Trubisky helmet.
Steve, if you loved us, you wouldn't have tried to give me a stroke just now.
I'm telling you. This is going to get interesting as we start looking at the games for the week. I'm telling you that I think this Packers-Vikings game is huge. What I hate is that that the Bears and the Packers are both at noon. I really wish they were split time so I could watch both games.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm watching the Bears game, not the Packers game, but I have to keep an eye on this Packers game because that's going to be huge.
Yeah, broski, there will be
MMA today. Yes.
Well, no, he's talking about the Daily Huddle.
Is there going to be an MMA show today too?
Yes.
At 2 Central. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
I guess I should set that up for you real quick. It's at 2 p.m. Central, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck? Peanut butter and jelly? No, the only thing that needs to be on wings is hot sauce.
Maybe some barbecue sauce. I like barbecue wings too.
I like barbecue wings as well.
They're okay.
Oh, bro, you haven't had Guy Fieri? There's this Guy Fieri sauce. It's this Guy Fieri honey barbecue sauce. Put some of that on your wings, and you'll change your mind about barbecue sauce, bro.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hit it with a little hot sauce on top of that. Woo, mix that bad boy up.
Okay, see, now you're starting to talk my language.
You know what? I mean, I like some good Korean barbecue wings too.
Yeah, I like all kinds of wings, but Korean is good.
Oh no, if I'm having wings, I want those some bitches hot enough to melt steel off the wall.
Well, Korean can be spicy too.
Oh, I'll have to try them then.
Peanut butter and jelly flavored wings.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I got
Steve,
a
I
buddy
worry about you.
that would absolutely love you making shit for him because he likes all those weird combination stuff, but I'm not that guy.
I worry about you, Steve. Not as much as I worry about Dorn, but I worry about you. Peanut butter.
But you're thinking about Dorn.
it has, but honestly though, peanut butter and jelly wings has that sort of. It's so crazy that it might actually be good thing going for it, dude.
I'm like, who thought chicken and waffles was a good idea? Well, obviously Roscoe's because it made them world famous. I mean,
It's fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic.
who would ever think, let's put fried chicken and waffles together? Like, really, who thinks of combining those two? I mean, just
Fat boys.
Yeah, yep.
oh, Cam comes in. He's had them. Never
He
again.
said never again.
Well, those Pacific Northwesterners are a little strange, but maybe for some different reasons.
Especially
Yeah.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's why the Seahawks don't play well at home.
The Sea Chickens. Hey, and they look at that. That game this weekend was huge. Snapped their win streak on the road. Definitely gave the Rams some fuel. Like, are the Rams the best team in the NFC right now?
I
Probably.
think I was gonna say I think you have to give it to them, and maybe you could still make the argument for the Eagles, but right now I'd hand it to the Rams.
I think the Eagles have issues. I think the Eagles are kind of like the Bears, kind of like the Packers, kind of like the believe it or not, the Lions now. They are not a complete football team yet. None of those teams are complete. They all have an issue on one side of the ball, the other. For the Eagles right now, they have offensive issues. Their defense is phenomenal. Their offense just kind of barely gets the job done, but it gets it done.
What? That shouldn't even be allowed to be called chicken and
Yeah.
waffles. It's just here's some microwave shit on a plate.
Now, Steve, that's good.
Yeah. I'll give you that. A couple of them aren't bad.
I really want to try Roscoe's, but it's all the way down in LA. That's like a 6-hour drive for me.
I was gonna say, pretty sure there's one here in New York too.
Well, I mean, after you dodge the homeless encampments and everything else, it might be an 8 or 10-hour drive. I don't know. I'm telling you,
There you go, broski. See,
it's one of those things that's just kind of weird. It fits.
And I'll bet it's way better in the South too.
Oh, I guarantee it. I want
Dude, you go to some
I want some
dusty
lady
diner
back
in Alabama somewhere. I'll bet you that shit is hitting, dude.
and I want the cook to be some old lady that has absolutely no elbows, that just back arm and forearm meet together. That's when you know you're about to eat the best food of your life.
Oh, we get some good food down here, man. But now I'm gonna get hungry. I have to go eat. Because we're about done for the day. Look, we got a lot of shows today. You got the Daily Huddle at noon Central. You've got 2 p.m. Central. I just set it up. You got the MMA show. You got House Hall tonight. You've got Red Zone Rant and the Roundtable with JB tonight. Of course, you got JB right after us here in about 1:20. Busy day here on the network. Sorry that the TV portion is not working there on the Huddle Sports app on for Roku and Fire TV. That's a StreamYard issue that's currently being worked. So we're working on that. That's why if you're on Rob's X page, you're seeing us this morning. So thank you guys for tuning in on X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook this morning. The three of us will be back here tomorrow morning to preview tomorrow night's game. And then Friday, we'll do our big weekend preview. We kind of touched on the weekend a little bit today with the NFC North. Some interesting games going on this weekend, guys. So enjoy your hump day. You're halfway through your work week. There's that. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great day.